Welcome to the Poetry Moment featuring The Pier by Vona Groarke. I'm Sarah Luckadoo. There's a moment of unbridled joy in this poem, a second of ecstatic suspension as the speaker in the poem rises into the blue sky and then hurtles down into the sea. Vona Groarke said she wrote this poem thinking of swimmers at Spittal, a town on the west coast of Ireland near Galway. There's a school for learning the Irish language there, Groarke explained in an interview on Hoko Palizzo's show, The Writing Life. And students go to the beach when it's warm enough. A long stone pier built during the famine times in Ireland juts out into the Atlantic, pointing toward America. The young people climb flights of steps to reach the top, then fling themselves into the waves below. Groarke said, "I've often watched students throw themselves off and often thought how much I'd like to do it. But hard on that desire comes the acknowledgement that I'm much too chicken to ever do such a thing. This poem is my way of doing it." The joy Groarke finds in writing, she says, is enough of a thrill. She said, "It's the thing I can't imagine not having in my life." She wrote when she was a child and teenager, but when she was at Trinity College in Dublin, reading Shakespeare and Elizabeth Bishop, she wondered what could she possibly add to the literature of the world. Then, after college, just like a swimmer at the top of a pier, she shook herself down and said, "Okay, I'll have a go." In an interview with Irish University Review, Groarke explained that water is present in many of her poems. She said, "Water also has this capacity to be symbolic because it deals with surfaces and it deals with depth. And of course, that's what poetry does as well. It deals with surfaces and with depth. So the two are, I think, a very natural fit for each other." With 8 books of poetry and the Hennessy Award to her credit, Groarke was called by the Irish Times a poet of great self-awareness and meticulous craft. And now, The Pier by Vona Groarke.
And it opens with a small quote from Auden from one of his sonnets from China, and the quote is, "Speak to our muscles of a need for joy." Pier. Left at the lodge and park, snout to America. Stripped to togs, a shouldered towel, flip-flop over the tarmac past the gang-planked rooted barge, 2 upended rowboats and trawlers biding time. Nod to a fisherman propped on a bollard, exchange the weather, climb the final steps up to the ridge, and then let fly. Push wide, tuck up your knees so the blue nets hold you wide open that extra beat. Gulp, cloud, fling a jet trail round your neck like a feather boa, toss every bone and sinew to the plunge. Enter the tide as if it were nothing, really nothing to do with you. Kick back. Release your ankles from its coiled ropes. Slit water. Drag it open. Catch your breath. Haul yourself up into August. Do it over, raucously, head first. This time, shout.